biggest mistake people make when trying to sell is believing people buy off logic. They don't. And in fact, babe, I'm going to show you one psychological principle that Fortune 500 companies understand that most entrepreneurs, creators, and even business owners just completely miss. And once you see it, you will never unsee it, and you're never gonna look at marketing or human behavior the same way ever again. So, and stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're gonna understand why people actually buy. And once you understand this, you're gonna start seeing this everywhere because it works for many different principles in life. So you and I, we believe we're rational, right? We love to think that we're rational human beings, that we compare prices, read reviews, analyze features, and then make a logical, like smart, mature adult decision, right? But neuroscience tells a very, 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 very different story. See, most decisions begin emotionally, and only afterwards does the logic part of our brain create the story that makes the decision feel rational. Oh yeah, this makes sense. Think about it. Nobody just goes and buys a drill because they're passionate about drills. No, they buy the hole. Actually, they don't buy the hole. They buy the family photo that's going to be hanging perfectly on the wall, right? That beautiful home they've just imagined, and the feeling that they get. The feeling that they get when they walk into that room that finally just feels cozy and complete, or maybe making their wife happy. See, the drill was never the goal. The feeling was. And that's exactly how your brain works, whether you realize it or not. Your brain is constantly asking one question: how will this make my life better? It's not like, oh, what features does it have? Tell me all about this drill. Or how much information am I getting from this, rep at Lowe's? No, your subconscious is scanning for something much deeper. Will this reduce stress? Will this save me time? Will this make me healthier, right? Will this make me feel more confident? Or maybe will this help me become the version of myself that I just truly, just deeply want to be? Because transformation is always more valuable than information. That's really good. I got to write that down. And this is why two people can hear the same exact sales pitch, and one buys instantly while the others will just walk away. Because they weren't buying the product. They're buying the meaning they attach to it, right? Psychologists have studied this for decades, okay? Research consistently shows that emotions heavily influence our decisions, often way before our conscious is even aware of them. And our logical mind, it frequently will step in afterwards just to justify the decision or the choice, which explains something even more fascinating. People don't always buy the cheapest option, and they don't always buy objectively the best option. They buy the option that creates the greatest feeling of certainty in them, the one that makes them feel understood, or maybe the one that makes them imagine a better future for themselves. So if you're trying to grow a business, build an audience, or sell absolutely anything, stop trying to convince people. Don't overwhelm them. Don't tell them all about the features and the gets and the gadgets, the whistles and the whatever that is. Just stop proving how much you know. Instead, I want you to try this. Paint the picture of who they become. Help them feel the transformation of this product before they even purchase it. Because people rarely buy information. They buy clarity, right? We buy certainty, or we buy hope. All of the above. It's all how it makes them feel. So I want you to try this, my sexy friends. The next time you're trying to sell something, don't ask yourself, how do I get someone to buy today? Ask, how can I help someone feel a little bit more understood? Because people will forget what you said. They'll forget the list of the features. They'll forget your sales pitch. Maybe it will catch them, quickly, but they're always going to remember how you made them feel. And that feeling that you create for them is what people actually buy. That's what people remember. I'll never forget, a few years ago, I was sitting across from someone. This was a job that I thought, because I'm in medical sales, I thought I had this job in the bank, right? Because I knew the science behind this. I knew exactly how I could sell this product and be a useful resource in the operating room. I just knew it. I overstudied it. Everything, right? I even had actual doctors calling the hiring manager, telling them that they would use the product if they hired me. But guess what? I didn't get the job. And I think about it, and I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, I knew the product inside and out. Like, I explained everything to him. Almost like as if I created the dang device. But maybe it was because I didn't sell myself. I wasn't painting the picture of what I could bring to the company that would make them feel that their job was going to be easier. It was more about the product itself. So I had to watch somebody else get the job. That maybe, can I say that he was more qualified than me? I don't know, maybe, and maybe I'm just biased. But anyways, my point is don't always just information, the list that you know everything. Think, wait, how can I paint this picture of the end result and the meaning and the feeling that he wants and needs for the future of this product in that territory, right? Don't overwhelm with all the product information and how it works. Talk about how life would feel afterwards. How would life feel in that territory, right? See, this is when I realized, and this was a while back, but this is when I realized people, they never buy or just go with a decision based off of just logic. It's what they imagine and feel for the future. It's how they project and see the future and how it's going to work out for them. It's that feeling. I want to give you another analogy. I want to give you an analogy so that this can make sense. If I asked you, would you rather own a treadmill or just feel confident walking on the beach in a two-piece? Nobody actually was like, no, please give me the treadmill. No, you want the feeling of the confidence, the sexy, yeah, I'm in that two-piece, the energy, all that identity. I mean, the treadmill is simply the vehicle to get there, right? But the feeling is having that sexy, confident, in-shape body. Another one is like, people don't buy expensive watches because you can tell time better on them. I love this Apple Watch. I think it was refurbished. It tells time just as good as my boyfriend's. But his is a lot more expensive. But it's because of the way he feels when he's wearing that watch. It's the feeling that he gets. And this doesn't it just go for sales. This is human psychology. Because everything we do is an attempt to move towards a feeling or away from one, right? So We're always going to gravitate towards what's going to make us feel good, and other people are going to too, and they're going to move away from what could potentially not make them feel good. And your emotional brain will just begin to evaluate experiences before your conscious mind will fully catch up. Like I said, your brain is constantly predicting, will this make my life better? How do I see the future? And then it's after your logical brain will explain, okay, yeah, that makes sense why I made that decision and that choice, right? So it's almost like another analogy. Think of this coffee cup. Imagine if you had two coffee cups in front of you. One says fresh, organic coffee beans, and the other says the place where your morning begins. Which one feels different? One sells coffee, the other sells the experience. You're going to go towards the feeling. Everybody wants that because it's an identity, right? You're going to move towards that feeling and that identity that you're going to get to the future. And this is why this matters so much, whether you're selling seashells by the shore, creating content, building a business, selling your paintings, or interviewing for a job, or simply just trying to make another feel good. You're always selling something. You're selling an idea, a belief, a future. Because people aren't asking, what do you know? No. When you're in that interview, they're asking, can you help me become who I want to be? Basically, that's what those hiring managers are looking for. And I think we've misunderstood sales and this human psychology, like this behavior, for years. Because sales isn't convincing someone to buy. It's helping someone clearly see a future that they already want, and allowing them to believe that they can get there, because people don't buy products. People don't just hire people. They buy possibility. They buy hope. They buy identity. They choose hope and identity. And if you can help someone genuinely see a better version of their life, the selling stops. Feeling like selling. And it starts feeling like serving. That's a good one too. I got to write that down. So always keep in mind, and I know, babe, I have been there. I get to those interviews or when I'm trying to like sell something and I'm like, or ripping off all like the information, but they don't need all that information. They need confirmation of the feeling, of the future feeling that you are going to bring to them with this product or with you. It's interesting because once you think about it, anytime before I even go into a sales call, I think about it. I think, okay, what is it that they need from me? What feeling are they looking? What are their pain points? Where can I come in and help and really solve a problem here and be valuable? And really create a transformation in their life. Because when you can get someone to see that, that's when the selling stops. And you're just giving them the path that they want and the path that they need. And it's not manipulation in any way because you're providing exactly what they need. I mean, obviously, if you're going to like lie about, everything in the job interview, if you don't have all the experience and not going to live up to everything that they're looking for, that's a total different story. But no, and it's also another point is believing in yourself. Confidence is key. Energy is key. I say this to my daughter all the time. People feel what you feel. I mean, think about it. If I came on this camera and I was like talking down and I was like this to you guys the whole time and I was like looking at my coffee cup and everything, would you want to stay and listen to this video? No. Because you'd be like, oh, what the hell's going on here? Swipe, whichever you're on. People feel what you feel. So it's so important to house that energy. Energy is everything, because we are all just made up of energy. But that is a whole nother video on itself, which I will make another video on that. So come back for that one, because I had something very interesting happen to me the other day to prove this point. But yeah, so house that energy. Stop talking about all the little gadgets and the information. Get them to feel the desired future feeling that they're looking for. And you got this. Be confident. House that energy. There is nothing that you cannot do, be, or have. And do not get discouraged if they don't buy your products, if they don't decide to go with you, or if you don't get the job. Because I truly, wholeheartedly believe that we have a higher self that knows our best interest. Meaning, sometimes we don't always know what's best for us. There's been times where I really wanted a job, and not even just that last instance as an example, but many others, and I was like, oh my gosh, there was this one startup company and I knew I would be amazing for this role because I had a lot of connections within this division with a lot of the providers in the territory, and I didn't get it and I didn't understand, and I was like, okay, I don't understand, knowing everything that I study. It made no sense to me. And even some of like the in-house team, they were like, yeah, we don't know why that they went the way that they did. But 6 to 8 months later, the company went belly up. So I'm like, wow, thank gosh, I have a higher self that steered me in a better direction. We don't always know what's best for us. And don't stay all caught up in the dwelling on why it didn't work out. Because like I say in all of my videos, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So you gotta let it go, learn from everything. If you can't learn something, that's just, okay, I'm gonna decide to choose to look at this in harmony. I didn't get the job, I really wanted it, but let's just be harmonious about it. And I wish whoever got it, got it. If they didn't buy from me, that's okay. They don't want to use my product. Maybe it wouldn't have worked out. Maybe they would have gave me a bad review or something, whatever. Just find harmony in it. Let it go. Next. Meaning like, don't stay so caught up in it didn't work out, because that negativity is just going to kill your vibe. And like I say all the time, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So you got to keep what you are's vibrating high and confident and strong and feeling good. So, all right, just to wrap up, when trying to sell something or get a job, remember, don't spew the information. Show them what that future is going to feel like for them, and house that energy of being confident. You got this. There's nothing that you cannot do, be, or have. So, I hope this video resonated with you. If it did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'd love for you to leave a comment and let me know that you are housing this energy and that you're not going to be spewing off information and you're going to be selling someone else's future. So just comment rise below. And with that, much peace and love. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video.